Everton beat Chelsea in the Premier League today, 1-0 by scored by Richarlison in the 46th minute. I believe it was Aspilicueta who really screwed it up and gave Richarlison a free shot on goal and gave him a 1-0 lead right after halftime. The score was 0-0 at halftime, and Richarlison would score the goal. Now, Chelsea would have opportunities, quite a few opportunities to draw level, but they were unable to, mostly due to the great play by Jordan Pickford in goal. Jordan Pickford made one of the greatest saves I think I've ever seen. Mason Mount shot the ball, hit the post, and bounced. I think it was to Havertz. I'm not sure about that, but he got across and kept the ball out, and then the ball came across on the corner kick, and he used basically his face as a shield, and I think it was Rudiger who shot that against his head, and stayed in the game and helped Everton get a one. Look, from Everton's point of view, after what happened with Burnley yesterday beating Watford, things were looking grim. This at least keeps them back in the game. Now, they are within touching distance of Burnley. They're within touching distance of Leeds, but they still have a ways to go before they get there. But today was a great win for Frank Lampard. Their team gutted it out, worked as hard as they possibly could for the manager. But from a Chelsea standpoint, you've got to scratch your head. Why is Romelu Lukaku, who played for Everton, sitting on the bench for the entire game? I realize he hasn't done well, but Romelu Lukaku has looked lively in his substitute appearances. You would think they would have brought him off the bench. The other question you have from a Chelsea standpoint is Timo Werner. Timo Werner may have scored goals for fun with Leipzig, but playing for Chelsea, he's garbage. He's terrible. He's useless. I know he scored 2 against Southampton. I know he scored against Real Madrid in the Champions League, and I know he scored against Arsenal. But against West Ham, useless. Against Manchester United, a team that leaks goals like a sieve, useless. And put him into this game. What purpose did he serve? He was completely horrendous. It was terrible. And he might not be the reason they lost the game. He certainly didn't help in the ability to win the game. And Chelsea at 66 points. Now Arsenal has 63 points. Tottenham has 61. We're talking about who's going to be top 4, Arsenal or Tottenham. Well, let's look at it this way. Chelsea hasn't exactly separated themselves from that group. You could make an argument that we're looking at a 3-team race for 2 spots. It's not unheard of for Arsenal and Tottenham to both make it into Champions League places and Chelsea not. Now, I don't think that's going to happen, but that is a possibility, something to think about. Chelsea needs to get their act together. Thomas Tuchel needs to get his act together. And the first thing I would suggest you do is Timo Werner, sit him on the bench. And when the first opportunity comes, when you no longer don't have the ability to, when you get the ability back to sell players, you sell him back wherever the heck he wants to go. If he wants to go to Borussia Dortmund, sell him to Borussia Dortmund. But Timo Werner was absolute garbage. Now, Tottenham won 3-1 against Leicester at home. Harry Kane, not a surprise, scores a goal. And then Son scores 2 well-taken goals against Leicester. They go 3-1. Now, after that game, they only had one question. One question of one job to ask of West Ham. The only thing that they needed West Ham to do said, you don't have to beat Arsenal, just don't lose to Arsenal. Okay? You can draw with Arsenal, and because we have the goal differential. Okay? All we ask, whatever you do, just do not lose that game. And what did West Ham do? They lost the game. They lost to Arsenal 2-1. Arsenal's 2 central defenders, Rob Holding scored off a corner kick, and then off another corner kick, Gabriel found himself alone to put it into Fabianski's goal. Both either side of halftime. In between that, Jared Bowen scored for West Ham, making the score 2-1. Look, West Ham, if they're going to make it to the Champions League, and I don't think they have an opportunity to do it through the league, the only way they're going to do it is if they make it to the final of the Europa League and win it. Okay, they are 2-1 down to Eintracht Frankfurt. They still have to go to Frankfurt, and they need a victory where they can go to the final and possibly get to the Champions League that way. It's a difficult road to go. You lost at home, but David Moyes says there's still a possibility. We'll see how that all works out. Not a whole lot of surprises on the top end of the table. You have to look at Liverpool again. Probably a tricky tie. I said it would be a tricky tie. It was a tricky tie, but they were pretty comfortable beating Newcastle. The score was 1-0. Somewhat of a, I thought it was a foul at first view on, I believe it was Milner, but the ref didn't call it. And when I'm looking at it on the replay, it wasn't really a goal. And Liverpool would score the game. Score. It was early in the game. It was like the 18th and 19th minute. Let me take a look here. Bear with me a moment here. Let me take a look, and I'll give you the scoop. Still, it was a goal that they needed to win, and they did. And because they got that, they for a brief amount of time they went up to the top of the league against over Manchester City. But Manchester City played against Leeds, and Leeds. Let's face it, the way they play football at Leeds, I can't find it here. Don't worry, it's not important. The way Leeds played against Manchester City was always going to score. And really, when you look at Manchester City, the way they played, they're going to. I think they're going to run the table. I think they're going to go all the way. I don't see Liverpool doing the quadruple, not the way Manchester City is playing. And I think I found it here. Let's just take a look. Newcastle, Liverpool, there we go. And it was Keita who scored the goal in the 19th minute. Keita scores. Very nice goal. And Jurgen Klopp rested a lot of his players, didn't play all of them. He's getting ready for Villarreal, and let's face it, they should have no trouble with Villarreal, even in Spain. They should beat Villarreal quite handily, or at the very least not lose to Villarreal. No problem there. Manchester City against Leeds had a pretty straightforward game. 4-0 was the final, and that should get them going quite well when they play against Real Madrid. Real Madrid wins La Liga, not a really surprise there, and but good for Manchester City. And now they're running of games after Real Madrid. They have Newcastle at home. They've got to play Wolves and at West Ham, and then Aston Villa. Look, Manchester City is a different kettle of fish. I don't see them having too much difficulty with that. Real Madrid could cause them problems. It is at the Bernabeu. The Bernabeu is not an easy place to play, and they should have put Real Madrid away, and they should put Real Madrid away again in this game on Wednesday. But it should be a Liverpool Manchester City final. That was my prediction all along. But again, don't sleep on Real Madrid. They still have Benzema there. They still have Vinicius Jr., who caused problems. They have a solid squad there, and Carlo Ancelotti has been a good manager for Real Madrid. He's got them to the La Liga title. So looking at going forward, I would see, it wouldn't surprise me if Real Madrid wins that game, but I think Manchester City is just a little bit better. Right now, the two best teams in the world are Liverpool and Manchester City, and I think they're going to meet each other in the final of the Champions League. I think Liverpool is going to beat Chelsea. Right now, the way Thomas Tuchel has the team playing at Chelsea, it doesn't look good, not against Liverpool. The way Liverpool has just been dominant. And I think they're going to be dominant on the 14th against the FA Cup. Now, stranger things have happened. You're going to Liverpool. You're going to, what's the word I'm looking for? Wembley, FA Cup final, May 14th. Except, they played there in the League Cup. It was an exceptional game. Can Chelsea duplicate that again this go around? They ended up losing on penalty kicks. I'm not a fan of penalty kicks to determine a winner. I don't think that's going to happen. I think I got to take Liverpool in that game. But right now, Chelsea needs to get their act together. You can't be going to Everton and giving gifts to Frank Lampard. Okay, that's what Manchester United's for. Okay, but it's certainly not for Chelsea. going forward, Manchester United will play against Brentford tomorrow. If they don't get a win, they're out of the Champions League places, or mathematically out of it. And let's look, the best they can get is 64 points, and they need Arsenal and Tottenham to start losing all their games, and that's just not going to happen. Manchester United out of the Champions League contention. They've already been out of Champions League contention, but it would be official tomorrow if they can't get a win against Brentford. Look, that's what the shape of the Premier League looks like. And of course, we're looking forward to the Champions League semifinals finishing up. We're going to find out who's going to play in the final. We'll know that by Wednesday. By Thursday, we'll know who's going to be in the Europa League final. Nobody cares who's going to be in the Europa Conference final, as per usual. And then we have the FA Cup, Champions League final, and then we have a bunch of friendlies in preparation for the World Cup later in the year, which we'll talk about later in the year. But thank you very much for watching. Please click a like and subscribe. And thanks for watching.